Win number 43, Willpower victorious for the first time at Iowa Speedway. From 22nd on the grid, and Stingray Robb is upside down. Massive crash at the end of this race. Rossi, Ed Carpenter, and Kyle Kirkwood.
Heading into the back straight, all sorts of chaos. Thank goodness for the aero screen. I think so.
Team. This is what happened. This is our first look at it. Wow.
Did Rossi run out of gas?
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Air time.
Wow.
For Stingray Robb. Yeah, something clearly wrong with the 7 of Alex Rossi. Slow off a 2.
Then these are just cars that were reacting because Rossi would have been spinning across the track. And I'm sure Kyle Kirkwood and Ed Carpenter. Here's another angle.
I mean, yeah, Edge is losing it on his own. Same with Kyle Kirkwood, just getting on the brakes. When you see an Indycar in the air upright like that, you tend to react in ways that might not be normal for if you see a car spinning or something like that.
Oh,
Big trouble.
that is Simon Pagino barrel rolling.
I had no brakes. I'm okay. I had no brakes.
Oh, that's great to hear that he's okay. Wow. Frightening that he did not have brakes.
That is in turn
Glad you're okay.
4, I believe, downhill off the back straightaway. Oh! Wow. Huge credit to the aero screen. We get another long shot of it. We did see some tire smoke, but it's unclear if that would be from a locked tire. More than likely, that would have been Simon trying to get. Oh my goodness! You can see his hands pulled back to his chest, probably grabbing his shoulder belts. And again, I'm going to go back to the good news of that, if there is any.
Oh my gosh, Colton Herta upside down. Wow.
My goodness.
I just saw a huge correction as we were cutting from the shot, and Colton Herta.
All good.
Not even come to a stop, and he's on the
all good.
radio.
I don't think so. All good. Certainly, I'm glad he's saying all good. But
Down, you're
turn 2.
safe now. Just wait for safety to get here. Just stay strapped in.
Whoa, whoa.
Oh,
Oh, he almost got it. Wow, went up and over. Front end just got a little bit up in the air. The wind caught it. And then a secondary impact. Man, he's got fast hands, man. The fact that that wasn't a spin the first time around. Boom. Man, that safer barrier did its job in a big way.
now I said the tub was destroyed. I will have to see here. It's the secondary impact when he's inverted. Look at that thing come down. There goes our camera. And watch this second hit. So the nose is sort of halfway off at this point. You can see the hinge point there on the front nose. And then he's going to hit upside down nose first.
And it's just so disorienting for the drivers. No idea where he is on track right now. No idea a secondary impact is coming. And there it is, Townsend.
But look at the margin between the road. Oh, big crash! Felix Rosenquist! Oh my goodness!
I bet I know where that is. I think that's onto the back straightaway. And what we've seen in years past is a driver hitting the right front on the concrete wall at the apex.
That is huge.
Compromised. Let's see if my theory holds true. Oh boy. Almost went out of the park. It's right on board.
It sounded like the throttle stuck.
Holy cow. The throttle did stick. That was bizarre. Sato circulating much slower.
Big crash.
Boy, into the attenuator.
No. That's right at pit in. That's Spencer Piggott.
This is going to cause a red flag for sure because they're going to want to finish this under green.
Right at the pit attenuator, right on the very
that's a
end.
big crash.
Oh boy.
Trauma, huge trauma.
Spectacular style, and certainly
Replays
not the way he wants.
already way loose, loses it, brushes the wall, not super hard, and then it just hooks itself, and that's the worst case scenario right there.
He's going over 100 miles an hour and comes to effectively a full stop. Listen here.
And that shows his speed right away.
But Alexander Rossi pretty well smoked on the front straightaway. Now Ryan Hunter-Reay is to the inside. Huge crash. Hunter-Reay, Sato. Oh no, and Rossi is in it.
A lot of cars.
Up in the fence is Rosenqvist.
This is disastrous for Rossi in the championship. His teammate was involved like he was last year
Sato.
in turn 2. Sato's involved. Upside down. Sato's car.
On fire too.
So Ryan Hunter-Reay for the second year is involved in a really scary crash. Takuma Sato is upside down and that car is on fire. This is Felix Rosenqvist. His race is done.
Rosenqvist was up on top of the guardrail.
Yellow car. Hunter-Reay's going to make a move on Rossi, go to the inside. Sato goes to the outside. They're now 3 wide.
They just squeezed him.
I think
Sato just came
down
over
on Rossi.
Yeah, he just came down on top of Rossi and then swept everybody out. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
look at that.
man.
Up in the fence. So, very hard hit for Rosenqvist. Very, very lucky.
I'm so glad that Rosenqvist stayed out of the fence in terms of the whole car getting up there.
Oh, yeah.
So here we get a good head-on shot. I'm not sure what Sato thought he was clear maybe and tried to get a draft off Dixon.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing in that situation. He just kind of turned down across those guys, and there was a car in the middle. Rossi was in the sandwich.
Well, we have an onboard
in the middle of it.
Here comes the red machine, the Lucas Oil entry of Canada's Robert Wickens.
Oh, that's going to be tight through there.
Oh!
They touch. Oh, my God.
Oh! That's Robert Wickens. And his teammate is into him as well, James Hinchcliffe. That was ugly. That was frightening.
Big, big impact.
That was a very scary accident.
There is Pietro Fittipaldi.
Got a wheel up on Hunter-Reay. They touch there. Hunter-Reay goes, and then Wickens just climbs the left rear, and really don't need to say more. It's just total destruction of the Wickens chassis. Parts flying everywhere. You see Pietro Fittipaldi and Hinchcliffe getting together. But the best news is we heard that Wickens was awake and alert.
Full, some long straightaways, some caution. Turn 2. Trouble. Oh my goodness, what a huge crash. Scott Dixon is in it. Jay Howard is the other car involved. Dixon and Jay Howard. There is Dixon. Look at that car. It is destroyed.
There's nothing left of the back. That sawed the engine in half.
He's off the dark patch of the racetrack, which we call the racing line. He's up in the gray. He's lost control of the car. He's hoping he's not going to hit the wall. He impacts the wall, comes off the wall, just misses the 10 of Tony Kanaan. Unfortunately, Scott Dixon is right there, up and over the front of the car. Car hits on the top of the wall. The safety cell on these cars, guys, I can't tell you how strong they are. An awful accident, but as we saw, Scott Dixon right there, hands away from the steering wheel. We saw him get out, and when we first went to this frame, when we first saw this accident, you heard some roar from the crowd.
Better pay off with us staying out longer than everyone else. They talked about a wing adjustment. They vetoed that wing adjustment and a crash on the track.
Huge crash on the front straightaway. Looks like Connor Daly and I believe Joseph Newgarden. Big hit coming into the tri-ovals.
See Joseph Newgarden moving in the car. That is a big relief.
That was in the kink coming to the start-finish line. Understand that both are talking on the radio, and that is good. There's Connor Daly in his car, massive damage. You see Joseph Newgarden in his.
All right,
Let's go back and take a look. Up at the top of your screen, Connor nearly loose.
Connor got loose.
Oh!
Yeah, Connor just got loose, corrected, and went up into the track into Joseph, and now Joseph's upside down, and the front spins around, and Connor's car pushing it right into the wall, into the safer barrier. It's a good thing that was safer barrier and not concrete. And these two guys are the best of buddies, too. They're best friends. So this is a double hard.
Yeah, they came up through the junior formulas together.
Sound of it.
Leading so comfortably and then running out of fuel with a couple laps to go.
Oh, he's gone! Karam is gone!
That's a hard hit right there.
All by himself.
Oh.
Oh, in the wall goes Justin Wilson.
Man, this crazy race today.
Crazy race is right. Started out looking pretty formulaic, routine, everybody in the groove, has not turned out that way at all.
Well, I hope
Don't
these guys
see
are
Sage
okay.
moving around a lot with his head trying to get out of the car, so
that looked like
that was a pretty big impact there. Bumper pod that was sitting in the middle of the track. You see here.
Watch for the blue and silver car here go through. There goes Justin Wilson, and then look, locks up. That's Chip Ganassi's reaction. Let's see if this tells us any more about Justin Wilson. You're going to be looking on the high side. You're going to be looking on the left of Sage Karam's car. As Karam starts coming down the track, look on the high side. As he comes down the track, Wilson will be going high. He hasn't yet entered the picture. Wait for Wilson to come through. There's Pagenaud on the low side.
The nose section there bouncing, bouncing, and right there on the head.
Oh.
And that is, if that is the nose of the car, that is a very, very heavy, thick object. You see it flying through the air. It's nearly 100 yards in the air, and I would guarantee that knocked him unconscious, and he's just a passenger now.
Oh.
Things might get a little bit loose for you. That's what happened to Will Power when I saw that 2 years ago in turn number 2. Ideally, I think you'd like to be low, in particular going into... Oh, we have a huge crash here on the track right now. It looks like Mikhail Aloshin. I'll have to look up who it is. I saw Aloshin earlier was running very close with Charlie Kimball and as well Sebastian Saavedra, but don't want to identify just yet who it is, as we have yet to identify. It looks like Marco Andretti may have been involved just by looking at the colors. Now, a few laps ago, I noticed, and indeed I do see Charlie Kimball in the car. He is moving. That is good news. But I did see, and he gives 2 thumbs up, does Charlie Kimball. Charlie Kimball gave 2 thumbs up in that 83 machine. I saw earlier that we saw Sebastian Saavedra running with those, but this is going to be Mikhail Aloshin, also Charlie Kimball. Jack Hawksworth is involved.
This championship is going to go all the way to the final. Whoa, that's a huge crash. EJ Viso, was it Marco Andretti? There's 4 or 5 cars involved in that. Turn 10 for the final time. It's a Penske day. It's a Will Power day in Houston. Dario Franchitti. That is a nasty crash. Takuma Sato and Viso.
Dario Franchitti, I think, is in pain. That looks like a heavy crash. I can see him put his head back. And there's the marbles on the outside there. Sato gets loose. Oh
no. Oh my goodness. That is a horrifying ride for Dario Franchitti.
Oh man, that is an oval crash we've seen before, and we hate to see that kind of impact.
Sato,
oh boy,
well,
look at the debris go through. Oh boy, and fencing. Yeah, it does look like there might be some debris into the grandstands.
Rodney Klossmeyer out of Hempstead, Texas, and he was the fueler. Oh, trouble on the track, guys. A huge crash on the track here at Indianapolis. Our second caution has come out, and it looks like it is Mike Conway and Will Power involved. So no sooner does Conway get back out on the track that he is involved in a major incident here with Will Power.
See, Conway has now come out of the pit lane. He's actually slow on the track. It looks like he's having problems with the car, Eddie. It's just loose on him. And you know something? Will Power is coming from behind. He is just going to end up taken out.
He had nowhere to go. Will Power had absolutely nowhere to go. And look how the car turns into the worst angle that a car can take.
Well, just remember a few years ago, this exact spot where Conway had his crash a couple of years ago when he rode up and over Ryan Hunter-Reay. So the car hit the wall, comes out, and then you see the Verizon machine of Will Power just slice underneath it a little bit. And for Conway, he's riding up on the top of the wall, Eddie, and luckily the car comes back down, as we call it, on all four, obviously wheels missing, but a ride that Mike Conway certainly does not want to take, and probably relived a little bit of what happened to him 2 years ago.